Is artificial intelligence a bubble? I'm going to show you why it's not a bubble, but something much bigger, an explosion, and I'll reveal the one resource it desperately needs that could make you a fortune or leave you in the dark. Everyone is talking about AI chips, but the real story is the massive data centers being built. These centers consume as much electricity as a small city. So where will all that power come from, especially when some governments are actively shutting it down? Look at any chart of AI-related stocks, like an ETF of the Magnificent Seven. This is a clear, powerful uptrend. This isn't a bubble showing signs of exhaustion. This is an explosion of growth. But this explosion has a price: energy. The construction of massive data centers by companies like Google is creating an almost unbelievable demand for electricity. Electricity is becoming the new oil, a scarce and incredibly valuable resource. This creates huge opportunities in sectors that support this boom. We're seeing it in copper producers, essential for all the wiring. A company like Southern Copper is in a clear upward trend because you simply can't build a data center without it. And then there's the power generation itself. In the US, Google just partnered with NextEra Energy to reactivate a nuclear power plant just to supply their data centers. This is a round business. Utilities, especially those in nuclear, have low risk and huge potential right now. NextEra is facing some resistance on the chart, but it's been accumulating energy for a potential breakout. If you're getting value from this analysis and want to stay ahead of these major trends, hit that subscribe button right now. It's free and it helps the channel a ton. Now, contrast this with what's happening in Europe. The dominant elites there are making decisions that will leave the continent without power. They are shutting down perfectly good nuclear plants, like in Germany, even when their own citizens want them reopened for cheaper energy. They are betting everything on renewables that are not sufficient to power a modern economy, let alone an AI revolution. This leads to another major global trend: distrust in the system. While the West worries about energy, citizens in Argentina, Venezuela, and even China are dealing with a more fundamental problem. Their money is becoming worthless. They don't trust their government's currencies, so they are desperately looking for alternatives, like Bitcoin. But governments, regardless of their political system, always want control. China has banned Bitcoin multiple times while aggressively promoting its own digital yuan. Why? Because a digital yuan allows for total control over citizens' finances. And don't think this is just a China thing. European elites aspire to the same level of control with the digital euro. Pay very close attention to what China has done. It's a roadmap. So, with all this happening, where do we put our money? First, let's be cautious. Cathie Wood recently warned that the market could face a reality check, a correction of 10 to 15%. This is why just buying the index might not be the best idea. In fact, I believe buying the S&P 500 at its current valuation is direct suicide for your future returns. The average annual return from these levels will likely be very low. This is where picking specific companies becomes critical. Look at UPS. Their recent earnings were very strong, the stock jumped, and it looks like their recovery is underway. I was skeptical about their cycle, but the numbers show a better future ahead. Or consider Target. While the S&P 500 is at all-time highs, Target still has significant upside potential with much lower downside risk. It's a solid business that isn't priced for perfection. We are also seeing strength in other areas. United Healthcare just reported fantastic results, exceeding expectations and raising their outlook. PayPal stock jumped after announcing they're integrating with OpenAI's ChatGPT. This shows that real innovation is still happening and being rewarded. Finally, there's an interesting geopolitical angle. Donald Trump recently made very positive comments about the US-Japan alliance, suggesting a future with strong trade. Japan's market has been performing exceptionally well, and there are sectors linked to technology and infrastructure. Later, I'll tell you more about the specific Japanese sectors to watch in an upcoming video, so make sure you're subscribed. For now, only invest there if you truly understand the market. To recap, the AI boom is real, but it's really an energy and infrastructure story. Meanwhile, citizens are losing faith in fiat money, and governments are reacting by seeking more control. In this environment, simply buying the index is a high-risk bet. Focusing on quality companies in growing sectors is the smarter play. So, are you positioned for the energy boom, or are you just chasing the same crowded tech stocks? Let me know in the comments what your favorite energy or utility stock is. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Minuto Inversor for more actionable analysis. See you in the next video.